false statement. I don't think people hate change. I think people hate the process of change. And why do they hate the process of change? Because we do it wrong, right? 70%, right? So we don't do change very well in our organizations. So I'm going to prove that to you, hopefully. All right, so let's talk about what life would be like without change, okay? So most of you, I'm assuming, probably drove here today, right? Drove here today. Anybody fly in, especially for this session, just to hear me speak? Nobody? Man. Okay. So you all drove here, so I'm assuming that most of you drove in something that looked more like this than like that, right? Maybe it wasn't a fancy sports car, like a Mustang, vintage Mustang, but you drove in some kind of automobile, correct? Not a horse and buggy. That would have been a cold trip in, probably a wet trip in this morning, if you're in a horse and buggy. So we kind of like that change, right? We like our automobiles. How about this? When you get to work, after you leave here and you go back to your office, you probably would prefer to see something like that on your desk than something like that. So for you millennials and Gen Z people in the audience, that thing on the right there, that's called a typewriter. You may have seen one in a museum somewhere. Okay, but believe it or not, that was pretty high tech in its day. It was, right? It was actually a word processor and a printer all in one. Yeah, no spell check though, you're right, no spell check. So, we like change, right? We like that. And then, of course, the big one, we probably all have something like that very near and dear to us. We probably suffer from separation anxiety if we walk more than 10 feet away from our cell phones, right? Right? Anybody remember that? No. Nobody in this room is old enough to remember that. Okay, we remember maybe seeing pictures of that and that kind of thing. So for you millennials, no, I'm just kidding. But that's kind of silly. So let's get rid of that one and let's do this one instead. The very first mobile phone and its creator. So, first mobile phone, we're very grateful to this guy for creating this mobile phone device, but it was just a phone. It didn't have the internet, didn't have apps. It did have a physical fitness component to it though, because it weighed about 40 pounds, and just dragging that thing around was a workout in and of itself, okay? So, the point is we do like change. We just don't necessarily like the process of change sometimes. But then, of course, there's another kind of change. There's a kind of change that isn't driven necessarily by technology, by innovation, by new things coming down the pike. They're driven by things that happen, world events. And I can tell by the looks on your faces that when this picture came up, it elicited an emotional response. Okay? Change, and for those of us who are old enough to remember this day, we know exactly where we were, what we were doing, who we were with, and we know that things changed forever on that day, right? For me, on September 11, 2001, I was actually teaching in a school just outside of Washington, D.C. And so almost every student in my class had at least one parent that worked at the Pentagon. You can imagine what that day was like for us. That was a hard day. Okay. So change is driven by a lot of different things. When we talk about change, we're talking really about two sides of change, or two sides of the same coin, so to speak. So the first side of change that we're going to be discussing today is the people side of change. We're HR professionals. That's what we do. We're the people experts, right? So if your organization goes through change initiative and doesn't involve HR as a leader in that change initiative, then you're already behind the 8 ball, because we're the people experts. Okay? We're going to talk about the people side of change. The other side of change is the process side of change. That's the thing that's changing and how it's changing and why it's changing and all of that. So, remember that road that Will Rogers talked about, that path that if you sit there too long, you're going to get run over? Okay, this is it. That's the road that Will Rogers was talking about. So, you can call it the path to change. And at the beginning of this road, you have the current way of doing things. This is your current state. Okay? At the end of that road, and that's hard to read, I apologize. But at the end of the road is the new way, or the new state. That's the way you want things to be. And in the middle, down that road, you have processes, you have systems, you have requirements, you have compliance issues, you've got all of those different process sides of change. And you also have people. And with people, as we know, people bring their behaviors, their preconceived ideas, they bring their experiences, they bring all of those things with them. And I love this picture because it's almost a perfect microcosm of how change works in an organization, right? So you got this guy way out front, he's looking like he's running, he's moving at a good pace. That's the person who, when change was announced, he got it. He understood it, he agreed with it, and he ran with it. He was way out ahead of the pack. Then you have kind of this group here, following, moving toward the change. You've got this guy right here who looks, he's kind of looking behind him just to make sure he's going in the right direction because he doesn't want to, look stupid and go in the wrong direction. You've got another guy here who looks like he's moving at a pretty good clip. He may not have saw the benefit of the change right out of the gate, but at some point the light bulb went on with him, and so he's excited, he's moving. And then you've got a bunch of people here just kind of following along. This lady apparently thought it was Bring Your Child to Work Day. Then you've got this person here dragging their baggage with them, right? Now, let's face it, we all bring baggage to the workplace, right? Every one of us, we've all got baggage. Some people just like to have it out there for all to see, right? They're more willing to have it predominant for everybody to see, and they want everybody to see their baggage. And then you've got another guy, he looks like he's moving pretty good. And then you've got this guy bringing up the rear, looks like an older guy, his posture, he's a little hunched over, so he's probably about 6 months away from retirement. He's moving in the direction with everybody else, but he's just kind of biding his time until retirement, right? So I said this is almost the perfect microcosm of change in your organization, but there's one fatal flaw in this picture. Anybody guess?
They're all moving forward.
Yeah, they're all moving in the same direction, right? Truth be told, change management, when you initiate change, when you announce change, sometimes it could look like flipping the bathroom light switch on and having cockroaches kind of go, every which way. Not to compare people with cockroaches. Kind of get the picture, right? It paints a picture. People are the key. You can have all the great strategists in your organization. You can lay out a great change initiative and plan, but if you don't get your people on board, it's going to fail. You're going to fall into that 70%. So people are the key, and again, that's why we as HR professionals need to be an integral part of any change initiative within the organization because we're the people experts. I like saying that. So, finish this statement and just say the first thing that comes to mind. Change is blank. Painful.
Scary.
Scary.
Hard.
Uncomfortable.
Inevitable.
Rewarding, inevitable. Constant. Exciting.